In January 2015, a group of film students from New Zealand were recording outside their school at Auckland's Parnell railway station. The footage you're seeing was filmed by a student named Chris Meir. For a few minutes, Chris and his friends were just having fun and messing around while filming. But then they noticed a man and a woman wearing creepy white masks, hiding in the tall grass next to the station, staring eerily at the camera. At first, the group thought the masked people were probably fellow students from their school, just playing a prank to freak them out, which is why you can hear them laughing in the video.
Holy fuck. It's right now. Get back to me.
But later, the students admitted that their laughter was more out of nervousness, and they were actually pretty scared by the whole thing. Even more unsettling. When they watched the footage later, they realized the couple appeared to be armed. In some of the clips, it looked like one of them was holding a gun. As soon as the couple got too close, the group ran back to the main road, and they soon saw a police helicopter flying toward the area. It's unclear who exactly called the cops, but my research shows this wasn't the first time the couple had been harassing people with their creepy masks and weapons. Earlier that week, they had terrorized a woman at Auckland's Domain Park, but left before the police could catch them. When the cops arrived at the train station, Chris and his friends gave their statement, and shortly after, the Auckland Police Department posted a message on Facebook asking the suspects to come forward and warning the public to stay away from them. They also reminded everyone that if someone was seen carrying what looked like a weapon, the police couldn't tell if it was real or fake, so they'd have to treat it as though it were real. Eventually, the suspects did come forward to speak with the police. Throughout the investigation, the authorities didn't share much information with the public about who these people were, whether their weapons were real, or what their intentions were. But one thing is clear, this wasn't just a harmless prank. In fact, when some people online started accusing the students of staging it for attention, a school spokesperson stepped in to confirm that the masked couple had no connection to the school. According to a Vice article, a police spokesperson later said that the weapons were fake, though I couldn't find official confirmation of this. And even now, not many people know who the suspects were or why they were terrorizing people. Either way, it's a good thing Chris and his friends got away before things escalated. In February 2018, a man named Greg Harris posted a GoPro video of himself riding his ATV on an unnamed trail. The video starts off normal, but then, out of nowhere, something really disturbing happens. Someone had set up a metal wire between two trees, which got caught on Greg's helmet and forced him to stop. It's pretty shocking to think that if he had been unlucky, the wire could have decapitated him. Fortunately, as mentioned in the video description, his speed and the wire hitting his helmet instead of his neck caused it to break as he passed through. It might seem hard to believe that someone would set up something so dangerous in the middle of an ATV trail. But unfortunately, it happens more often than you might think in the dirt bike and ATV world. Sometimes, these wires are put up by people trying to keep riders off their land. Other times, they're set up by people who are annoyed by the noise and decide to take violent action. And then, there are the sick individuals who just want to hurt others for no reason. In this case, it's unclear who set the trap, but it's one of those situations where, if the wire had been positioned just a bit lower, it could have easily been fatal. Luckily, Greg walked away with only minor injuries, and he used the video to warn others to stay vigilant for these types of traps, especially when riding through areas with trees. Back in March 2019, a little 5-year-old girl from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, was playing with her buddies by a creek in the woods behind her house, right off Route 208. It was a place her family knew really well, since they'd lived there for 13 years. And her dad Dave Kuroda and his wife felt totally fine with her playing in those woods, but one afternoon she stumbled on a bunch of clothes in the trees, and she ran straight home to tell her dad what she'd found. Weirdly, it looked like the clothes had been ripped right off someone, and they had these creepy red stains all over them. After Dave saw it was only women's clothes, he called the cops at the Bergen County Sheriff's Office to report it because it just seemed too strange for a bunch of torn up clothes to be lying so close to their house. Even though she'd just found them, it looked like the clothes had been there for months, which explained why they were so worn and ripped, but not the weird cuts and stains. Right away, the Fair Lawn police asked if anyone knew whose clothes they were, hoping it was just a dumb prank, not something bad. Sadly, nobody came forward, and until they can connect the clothes to a crime or a victim, the police can't test them. To this day, the Fair Lawn cops haven't figured out who those clothes belong to, and all we can do is hope whoever owned them didn't suffer the awful fate those dark red stains suggest.